What's going on, YouTube? Last video I promised on Multigun Nationals, but I wanted to make this one to show my epic meltdown on stage 2, which was the rifle stage. A little more context on this one. So one, Joe Farewell, I'm in do his little dry fire crew thing. He posted his entire match and kind of talked about it in between there. So we're going to start off here with a comparison of a place where I took less shots. I won't say I did better than him, but I took less shots, right, to prove that I can shoot offhand. So probably the hardest targets in the entire match were these skinny Sammies on stage 4 at 65 yards. I had them at 60 yards. Somebody else said they were 65 yards. So we'll bring in that footage here real quick from stage 4. If you watched it, you've seen it before. On this one here, I shot the first 2 and 4 shots. I had an impact on the first shot, two misses, and then picked up the second one on the third shot. I'm going to do a little of the rifle work here. And in all honesty, I was off first stage jitters. I was running about 4 powers, what it looks like there, instead of running 1.5, 2, which is what I plan on doing. And the second array, I also shot in 4 shots. I hit them both on the second shot, I think. To compare, Joe Farewell took 14 total shots. He took 5 shots on the first array and 9 on the second. If I'm counting his video right, he's got a third-person video, so a little harder to tell. And kind of the way he did it, couldn't really hear the RO calling. But I can shoot offhand, damn it. But I did not display that on stage 2. So stage 2, the general premise of stage 2 was a minute. This is my second take at this, and I'm forgetting stuff I had in the first one. It was strings, right? It was 3 strings of all rifles. So you've never shot a string stage. You shoot the first set of targets from a position, and then the timer stops on your last shot. You move to your next position. You get to reset. You get to reload off the clock. All those things. Do a mental rehearsal, and then go again. My hands look giant when I do that. And then you keep doing that for however many strings, and at the end you add up those string times. So this was a 3-string array. The strings were roughly 70 yards, 60 yards, and 50 yards. The reason I stopped this is because I went back and counted my shots to let you know just how bad I was. So when I walked the line here, I walked up with 2 Magpul 40-round mags with the Terran tactical extensions on them. I think they're like 43, 44. They're not 45 rounds, which I think what they're advertised at. I think I can only get like 44 in them. And then a 30-rounder. And I had my hand-loaded precision ammo in them, just because there is an offset, and I knew this first one would be spicy. I didn't think it would be this spicy. So without further ado, let's watch the meltdown begin. Excuse me. So I took out most of the pre-walk there. All right, so we get going here. I don't hit the first plate till the third shot, and then I hit on the 7th shot, and then the 11th shot, and then I went downhill from there, 18, 22, and 26. And then every array or segment you had 2 paper left and 2 paper right. So you actually had 8 paper targets, or shots on paper, and 6 steel. So in reality, the paper was worth more points than the steel in this. And as you can tell, as I got pissed off at this, I just ripped at the paper. Probably got Charlies and Deltas in most of it. I'm not going to go back and look and really analyze the shit show that was. All right, so like I said, that one took me, with the 8 on paper, 34 total shots. So good thing I took the big magazine. I did hear in the ROI podcast today that there were guys that only walked up the line with like maybe 2 30-rounders or something like that, and almost ran out of ammo, or did run out of ammo. So the next array, so that first one was 70, then the next one was a 60-yard array. This one you started outside the box, and then you had to step into the box. Apparently there was somebody that shot this whole thing and then never stepped into the box. So it was a complete mess. But anyway, here we go.
Stand by!
I could have almost gotten on that one. On this one, I shot paper left first, and then I went to the steel. Did much better on the steel on this one. I missed the first two, then hit 3, 4, 5, 6. Missed 7 and 8, and then hit 9 and 10. So this was my best array. Only 10 shots to get those 6 down. For some reason, I was still really pissed off, and then I forgot to shoot the paper there. So add 3 seconds. Not that it would have mattered. This is totally horrible. But add 3 seconds and then rip through the paper and not get good hits. So that was the 60-yard array. And then the last array here was at 50 yards. This was, again, you started outside the box and had to step in. There was somebody on my squad, an older gentleman, who went and took a knee on the 60 and 50 and kind of did like a cross-legged style thing. There was a guy on my squad that did this, another open shooter that had a kneeling bipod, so he shot it at kneeling bipod. The first position, it was really tough. He had to go to the far left, and he could only see 4 of the targets from there, and he didn't move, so he like tilted up on a kind of a monopod thing, shooting it at an angle, which was pretty tough. I can't remember if I said this. I think I said in the last video. See, this is why you don't make the same video. The targets are these targets, which you can probably see in the camera footage. They alternate between squares and rounds, and they're all 8 inches squares, 8 inches rounds. So really, from 50 yards, it's like a 16 MOA target. I'm not going to do the math off the fly from 70 yards, but definitely not a small target. Should have been able to hit this. Well, with that, let's go to the last array here. So again, you had step in, and then you had targets left and targets right.
Stand back.
This one I had the best start. I hit 1 and 2, hit, and then I had a huge dry spell and didn't hit again until 9 and 10. Missed a couple more and then hit 13 and 14. So 34, 44, 14 and 8 is 22. So I thought I shot more than this. So 66 total rounds on a stage that only required 42 hits. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was. That's about 50% again. Real quick interjection correction, as I did math off the clock, 82 shots for a 42 shot string, so almost double it. And that was all my good precision ammo. So frustrated. Okay, back to the video. But that's because of the paper and it was so quick. The other thing that was weird on this is if you notice that paper, they had these IPSC targets that had a thin black stripe kind of down the middle. I am dubbing that the combat thong. It was a made-up thing. I didn't know this was like the first batch that was ever been seen in. It is a USPSA legal target, but it's not legal anywhere else. Anyway, so that was the epic meltdown. Why is that a hard stage for people that don't understand? One, it is very hard to find a place, at least around me, that will let you practice shooting offhand at distance. The biggest private base, so there's 2 clubs here in Georgia, or 2 ranges here locally in Georgia that you can stand and shoot offhand. The one on post you cannot shoot on. I almost never go there unless I'm doing something very specific. The one I'm a member of, East Alabama, the biggest, deepest base they have is 50, and they have one of those, the rest of them are 20. So it's just hard to practice shooting offhand at distance. The other range out here, Strong Point, I think most of the bays are 50 yards, but I don't like that. Don't go out there much. They have some new bays you need to go try out. They're a little more lenient on their rifle range out there. You can kind of move to the edge and do some stuff on their steel. So that is a place you could. But a lot of matches have plate racks at 100 yards or whatever. And as an open shooter, you're always wondering, should I shoot this off a tripod or should I shoot this, offhand? The modified guys and the tag guys always just tell you to shoot it offhand. But if you can figure out how to use a tripod, you should do better than I just did. Adam Reiser made a great comment to me when I met him. Sometimes you shoot a stage to win, and sometimes you shoot a stage to not lose. As much as I wish I had the shooting skill to shoot this, and I think if I went back there and just shot it, I'd shoot it a lot better, as would most people. But this was a stage I should have shot to not lose, and I should have figured out a way probably to put a tripod in there. But it was what it was. Had a good time. This last one, that last stage, probably couldn't have got the tripod in anyway. So I don't know how that would have worked. But had fun. It's a good stage. something tells me we'll see something similar next year because that caused so many people so many issues. All right. Hey, that's my first video, maybe second video in under 10 minutes. I'm going to make another one here today about some other stuff. So take it easy, YouTube. We'll talk to you later. Bye.